things are most certainly heating up heading into SummerSlam, which will probably be one of the biggest SummerSlams, if not the biggest SummerSlam. I know that's what they're aiming for in WWE history. Maybe is that a fucking stretch? Like, is that a reach? Am I reaching here? I'm not too sure. I don't know if I'm reaching. I think that might be accurate. I think they are trying to put on a WrestleMania-like show. That was the reports. That was all the riffraff and the hoorah and you know, everything. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Within the Ropes SmackDown post show. Yeah, SmackDown last night was pretty damn good. In fact, before I get into it, let's break down some of the reports of I guess the ratings. And look, I don't normally care about ratings, wrestling ratings and things like that. I don't fully understand it, to be quite honest with you. I'm not even going to sit here and pump fake and lie like I understand the shit. I don't. So I don't get into it. But according to Spoiler TV, SmackDown on August 13, 2021 drew a 2.499 million viewers, which is up from the 2.047 million viewers drawn the week prior. But Mr. Dave Meltzer had to come through and pretty much fuck everything up. Let me read what Dave Meltzer said real quick. He says, and I quote, "For those who saw SmackDown overnight as 2.499 million, that includes viewers of NFL games on Fox stations in a number of markets. It's of no significance and won't be for all Fridays with preseason games. Real number won't be out for several days, taking those viewers out." Now, God damn it, Dave Meltzer. Do you got to spoil the fun? Do you really have to? Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know how many viewers the actual number is going to be. I don't know. Who fucking cares though, right? Like I said, I don't care about the ratings and the numbers and things of that nature. I don't really care. And also, I guess the demographic, it says that SmackDown posted a 0.6 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic, which was, I believe, number one for the night. I don't know. Who cares? For those of you who care, though, the top 5 most viewed WWE SmackDown videos from last night, John Cena, Roman Reigns, 816,000. Sasha Banks, Carmella, Zelina Vega, Bianca Belair, 606,500 viewers. Nakamura winning the Intercontinental Championship from Apollo Crews, almost 520,000, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You guys know. You all understand. Let's get into the post-show review. It started off with a John Cena, and I hope it would have. I hope it did. I hope it would, and it did. Y'all know what I'm talking about. John Cena opened up the show with an in-ring promo, almost immediately taking a series of shots at Roman Reigns. He admitted that Reigns is going to beat the hell out of him at SummerSlam, which I know he's going to. He should. He also then said that he knew Reigns would lose at the same time. Roman Reigns came to the ring in the most long, dramatic, godlike, fantastic warrior. Like, he looks like a fucking warrior. Like, honestly, carrying Cross's ring gear, the gladiator ring gear with the flaps, looking like, what was Lex Luke? The Narcissist or whoever. Johnny B. Bad. Those of you who are too young to know who Johnny B. Bad is, look him up. Johnny B. Bad. I feel like Roman Reigns should have gear like that. Gladiator, warrior type with a helmet and the shoulder pads, metal shoulder pads and all. I know that's stupid. But the music just makes it feel that way. He came out. They went to commercial break even and came back, and his music was still going. Now, I know that last week everyone was kind of confused because during his entrance, we kind of heard a little bit of Roman's old theme song. Well, it happened again on SmackDown last night, and now I just kind of feel like maybe they have that part towards the end to kind of transition right back into the song. Maybe they play the song so damn long that, you know, it ends, and maybe they need something to transition right back into it. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's supposed to be there. I don't know. Who cares? Roman Reigns came out to the ring and told Cena not to waste any time, to which Cena said he was waiting until SummerSlam to embarrass the champ. The insults went back and forth. Roman Reigns taking shots at Cena's relationship with Nikki Bella, saying that, you know, while 20 years of missionary might be okay with you, it wasn't okay for Nikki Bella. And that got a lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd. I even laughed. I thought it was hilarious. John Cena making fun of Roman Reigns' teeth, told him that he ran Dean Ambrose out of WWE. Cena basically kept repeating that all he needed to do in the end was a single pin, 1, 2, 3. And that's it. He said he was going to get the hell beat out of him. He said he was going to get his ass kicked, but all he needed was 1, 2, 3. And I think that was pretty damn dope. How he put emphasis on that. Like, yo, Roman, all I have to do is pin you for 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter. You can kick my ass. You can do so to the point where I might not be able to walk or do anything for that matter. But all Cena has to do really is do something just to get that 1, 2, 3. And that's it. He's Universal Champ. I believe Roman took a shot in there, and he said that he might be able to win the WWE Championship, but he ain't going to be able to win the Universal Championship. And that's pretty interesting that he sort of took a shot at the almighty Bobby Lashley. At least I would take it as a shot if I was Bobby Lashley. So maybe a future setup, or maybe a setup for a future Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley, champion versus champion at Survivor Series. I honestly think Survivor Series should be where they merge all championships and, end the brand split. But I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen, considering that there's going to be a draft here pretty soon. But I'll get into that on a flagship show later on. You guys stay tuned for that. But yeah, Cena, Reigns went nearly a half hour. I thought it was great. The ratings, at least for what it is now, according to Dave Meltzer, that's going to change, pal. That's going to change. Wait, not so fast, WWE fans. That's not the real rating, bucko. So, yeah, it was good, though. I liked it. The show ended with a similar face-off, big fight feel, the main event of this year's WrestleMania. Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair getting set for part 2 for the SmackDown Women's Championship. This time, Bianca Belair being the champion. They were in the ring for a contract signing. And before the signing, Sasha Banks called her witnesses to the ring. And we saw Carmella and Zelina Vega both make their way to the ring, which was kind of weird, interesting. More interesting than weird, though. It was weird considering that it was Carmella and Zelina. Why would they want to be helping or be witness to Sasha when they should be like, no, fuck that. We're challengers, or at least Zelina. She claims she's the number one contender. She claims she's the real number one contender. So why are you out there being a witness and helping Sasha Banks? But it's WWE, and we'll get into that another time. It was dope, though, because it almost seemed like Sasha Banks was forming an alliance, being the leader. And that's what's so dope to me about Sasha Banks, is she has that power, that star power, to be able to, if anybody stands next to her, it's instant boom. Like, you glow, you stand out. It's like all eyes on you, right? And I believe Bianca Belair has that power as well. And that's why the two are working together, and that's why the two work so well, in my opinion. This contract signing, though, Sasha Banks brought the witnesses out. They both put pen to paper. They signed a contract. And then after Bianca Belair signed the contract, she threw the contract in Sasha's face. And then they all started fighting. Zelina Vega attacked Sasha, Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair throws Zelina Vega out of the ring. Then Bianca and Carmella go at it back and forth. It was pretty crazy. But it ultimately led to the champion being outnumbered, being ganged up on, being triple teamed by the challenger and Carmella and Zelina Vega, up to the point where Sasha was kind of like, I got this, right? By the way, Bianca Belair did like this flip over the table that was absolutely fantastic, and it almost didn't end well because the chair was kind of in her way, but it was okay. She landed it. It was dope. It was a sunset flip over the table. It was pretty nice. And like I said, these two women, like, the reason to me why they're so, other than the fact that the first two African-American black women to main event WrestleMania, other than that, it to me, it's like these two, look, I rant and rave on this podcast about Charlotte Flair and how good she is and how fluid she is and how dominating she is in that ring. Well, she's not the only one. I troll a lot. I love Charlotte Flair, but in all seriousness, Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks, it don't get no better than that. It doesn't. When those two are in the ring, whether it's, individually with someone else or together, it's magic, 100%. It is crazy to me that Bianca Belair is able to do the type of things that she does with that ponytail, right? From an offensive standpoint, from a defensive standpoint, she does so much. And that was to me, when she was in NXT, that was such a distraction for me. It really was. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. It was an extreme distraction because I was like, yo, when the hell is this going to, get in her way? Like, I know it's going to happen. I know that it's going to become a distraction. People aren't going to be able to pay attention to her matches. She's going to be tripping and falling all over it, but she doesn't. She's flawless in that ring with that ponytail. And, Sasha Banks, she's proven time and time again, and it is obviously right now, this stretch in her career, this time in WWE, with Charlotte being on the other brand, with Becky being away, with Bayley unfortunately being injured. But even before she got injured, a lot of the stuff that she did behind the scenes, whether that be being behind Bayley while she was champion, working beside her as her tag team, as her, her partner and tag team champion, she's a true pro. Sasha Banks is a true pro, and she's so good at this. There's only a few people who, look, there's a lot of great pro wrestlers, but there's only a few people who are absolutely fantastic sports entertainers. And I know a lot of wrestling fans don't like that word, but you got to be able to understand, like, what is a sports entertainer? What is it? Like, what when you hear the word sports entertainment, who's the first person you see? Who's the first person you think of? Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks are two women who can go in there and give you good promo. And I was very critical of Bianca Belair's promo and skills and whatnot. But she's gotten a lot better. She was in her bag last night. I love when she's sassy. I love when she's comfortable. You can see it. You can feel the energy behind everything that comes out of her mouth when she's at her best, right? And she's at her best when she is comfortable. And I felt like she has gotten comfortable with Sasha. And look, man, part 2 ain't going to be nothing short of a classic SummerSlam. I'm excited. I'm extremely excited to see this. And I know that this is a little long-winded, but I felt like, as much emphasis and as much praise as I give Charlotte, and for the majority, it's a troll. But I do feel that Charlotte is one of the best, if not the best, in that ring. But I got to show love to Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. I have to show them love because those two women are absolutely golden. And in my opinion, the future of this women's division in WWE. So I'm going to move on from that. Like I said, great beginning of the show, great ending of the show. Oh, I didn't even finish. At the end of the show, Sasha Banks put her in the bank statement, and she used her ponytail to do so. I was like iffy about it because one, it kind of felt like it kind of felt like Edge and Roman with the piece of the chair. Kind of felt like that, and I was like, I don't like that. Not too sure how our tribal chief felt about them doing a spot like that, since he's got an extreme amount of pull in that company. And I'm going to talk about that on the flagship show as well. But nonetheless, Sasha Banks on top to end the show. You got arguably the four most important pieces. Really the three, because Cena, he ain't going to be there forever, but I'll just say three. You got the three most important pieces of this company. It's like a basketball team, and you got your three, your 3-man, your 3-headed, your 3-man woman, whatever you want to call it, your 3-person super team. All right, and those are your stars. And now it's time to build around them. And I believe that you got to build around a guy like Roman Reigns, which I think SmackDown, the brand in general, has done an exceptionally great job in building around Roman and keeping the stories fresh and interesting and things like that. I'll talk about the story and how it's built and come together on the flagship show as well in terms of Cena and Reigns. But with the SmackDown Women's Championship, they've got so much talent there, but they're not showcasing it at the moment. And if anything, that's what I think is lacking on SmackDown and lacking in WWE in general. You got so much female talent. Like on last night's SmackDown, we didn't see Toni Storm, we didn't see Shotzi and Tegan Nox. Naomi hasn't been on the show since before the news came out that she was secretly or quietly traded or moved over. It's just crazy to me. It is. Why not put those girls on Raw if it's a time thing? Like if you don't have enough time or whatever, I don't know. I'm just guessing here. But look, let's not get off track. Let me finish this review up. SmackDown also saw Intercontinental Championship match. Shinsuke Nakamura defeating Apollo Crews, becoming champion. King Nakamura. This is how someone who is king should be treated and should be booked. The entire Intercontinental Championship reign of Apollo Crews was booked horribly. It was full of nonsense and shenanigans. I don't think there was enough meaningful wins and or title defenses for Apollo Crews, but they pretty much are hitting the reset button. They put the championship on Nakamura. And I think that this is the start to something special with Shinsuke. He's got a great thing with Rick Boogs. The energy that he brings to Shinsuke and the entrance and all of that, it's fantastic. Very interactive with the crowd. Pat McAfee looks like he's having a great fucking time being involved in that whole situation. So that's great. Hopefully Shinsuke, they'll turn him into a fighting champion as he should be. With the rumors of what Adam Cole's going to do and where he's going to go, I would love to see Shinsuke Nakamura and Adam Cole go at it for that Intercontinental Championship. It would just be money. Money, for the lack of better term. I wasn't going to say money, but that's the only thing that came to my mind right now. Speaking of money, okay, the Street Profits were in action with Alpha Academies, Chad Gable, and Otis. And they would pick up the victory. Finally, we get this match. I can't remember if we ever got a Street Profits Alpha Academy match either before or after Otis did what he did to Montez Ford. And they never really followed up with Montez Ford's injury either. He kind of he got injured. He disappeared off TV. And then they both showed up for Bianca at Rolling Loud. And then I don't know. They never really elaborated on that. Or maybe they did and I just wasn't paying attention. Who knows? We got Seth Rollins and an in-ring promo, basically doing his shit, letting us know it's feeling like 2014, but with a little bit of edge. Seth Rollins, the Architect, the Beast Slayer, the King Slayer, all that wrapped in one. The Messiah, everything is like packaged up in one Seth Rollins at this point. He showed a career retrospective of himself and Edge, basically, how this got 7 years in the making, how this all came to be, pointing out that everything that Edge has done, he's done, but he's just done better. And he claims that Edge is upset about that. And Seth Rollins says that, this ain't 2014 no more. Look, man, I'm different. I ain't going to hesitate. Seth Rollins said he ain't going to hesitate. He ain't going to lose no sleep. He ain't going to nothing. He's going to curb stomp his face, his neck into that mat. And he's going to walk away victorious, and that's just going to be it. He's not going to feel bad. He's not going to nothing. So this match feels great. Seth Rollins also noted, I don't know if you guys caught this, but he also mentioned his family. Like, hey, I got a family too that I got to make sure is good. So this became very, very personal over the last few weeks. I kind of wish they would have added a stipulation, but I'm kind of okay with them doing just a really good wrestling match. I feel like we're so used to feuds like this or rivalries like this being, having a fucking chair or tables or, some hardcore shit involved, and it doesn't always have to be like that. So I'm excited for Seth Rollins versus Edge at SummerSlam. I know it's going to be dope as hell. Real quick before I get into the next few things that happened on SmackDown, they announced earlier in the day yesterday that Drew McIntyre will be going up against Jinder Mahal at SummerSlam. That's dope. Is it going to be a kickoff match? I don't know. Maybe, but I hope not. I hope they add a stipulation to it on Monday. I hope it's like I don't know, no holds barred. What would be dope is if it was no holds barred or something like that. And then you had, because right now it seems like Drew McIntyre has no friends at all whatsoever. And it's been like that for a while. I would have Heath Slater come out to help Drew McIntyre defeat Jinder Mahal. How fucking dope would that be? Right? 3MB? How dope would that be to have Heath Slater come back and help Drew McIntyre? I think that would be fantastic. It would be a great storytelling. I don't know. It just makes sense. And it almost makes too much sense now that I'm saying it. I don't know if he's contracted anywhere else. I highly doubt it. I haven't seen him anywhere. But yeah, I would bring him in, man. It would be a dope SummerSlam moment. Dope. I'm sure it would get a huge pop from the crowd. Book it. Give me the book. I'll do it. But let's get back into SmackDown. The Mysterios went up against the Dirty Dogs. Just not too sure why they aren't calling. I mean, they're calling them the Dirty Dogs, but their Trons don't say Dirty Dogs. Their lower third name thing doesn't say Dirty Dogs. All their merch says Dirty Dogs, though. So it's kind of weird. But the Mysterios and against the Dirty Dogs, Mysterios were victorious in this match. Dominic pinned Bobby Roode or Robert Roode, with a roll up. The Usos appeared on the Tron, an effort to cause a distraction, but the Mysterios managed to pick up the win anyways, and I like that. We get too much of that shit on Monday. Too much of the like with Lily and fucking Dewdrop. Stop doing that. Even though to me it was funny. I like funny shit like that. So the Mysterios again, champions win, or not, I'm sorry, not champions, but challengers winning before their big title, match. Well, they got one more SmackDown. But still, Mysterio's racking up wins, and it doesn't have to involve the Usos or anything like that. That is how you do it. I love that. I love progressing tag teams and just letting them rack up wins, especially when they're the number one contenders and they're heading in to challenge for the championships at a big pay-per-view like SummerSlam. It's great. Feels great. I love it. And then Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens seemed like an impromptu match against Baron Corbin. He came out and was begging for money, asking every fan in the arena to donate $1,000 when Kevin Owens came to the ring. And at that point, Kevin Owens was like, yo, like, bro, you got to stop asking. He says, look, he'll pay Corbin $1,000 if Corbin can beat him in a match. And if he doesn't, then he has to stop asking the fans for money. And of course, Kevin Owens defeated Baron Corbin, as he should, which made Baron Corbin even more desperate, even more sad, to the point where Baron Corbin stole Big E's Money in the Bank contract backstage after the match. Fantastic. I know it's a little scary. I know a lot of Big E fans were like, whoa, I don't know about this, because we know how Vince McMahon and we know how WWE is, and, plans could change. And, while we all know that Big E is the favorite, and we all know that he's going to be, or he should be, the one to cash in the Money in the Bank and be successful and be the next champion, which I think it should be WWE Championship, not the Universal Championship. But Baron Corbin is having a run right now. And like, I said this before, WWE should capitalize on this. They should continue. They should keep going. And sometimes they tend to go overboard. Like, I know a lot of the worry is that, we'll get a Big E versus Corbin for the Money in the Bank contract, and then Corbin will eventually find a way to win, and then now he has the contract, and I hope they don't do that. I don't think the match for the contract is bad if Big E is going to win, right? Like, it doesn't hurt to have a match for it. Like, Baron Corbin's doing anything to try and get money. Like, he's doing everything he can to get back to the state that the position that he was in prior to losing the King of the Ring, or the crown, whatever, right? So I don't think it's dumb, or I don't think it does any harm to Big E if Baron Corbin were to challenge Big E for that Money in the Bank contract. Only thing is just make sure Big E wins. That's it. That's how I see it. Other than that, I don't really have an issue with any of that stuff. And I think that was pretty much it for SmackDown. I don't think they had anything else going on. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah. So, again, not a lot of stuff going on here. I think they definitely could have had Shotzi and Knox do some singles matches in exchange for the very, very long Baron Corbin, Kevin Owens promo. But I get it. They took nearly half an hour of the show in the beginning for John Cena and Roman Reigns, and I figured that would probably be a spot. You'd have 15 minutes, John Cena out there talking, maybe 10, and then you'd have an opening match with, the girls or something like that. And then, to be fair, though, I think, Sasha and Bianca took up a nice chunk of time at the end there too. So it's a double-edged sword, Can't please them all. Can't please them all. But that's it for the SmackDown review. I think I pretty much covered everything. I'll talk more and I'll elaborate on more things on the flagship show, which drops on Sunday, tomorrow. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast wherever you subscribe and listen to your podcasts. WithinTheRopesPodcast.com. Follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at Within the Ropes. Follow me at Brian Tronic. And then, subscribe to the YouTube. Like I said, there's original creative content coming there very, very soon. And that's pretty much it. My wife told me I said a lot on this podcast, so I hope and I know I do, so I hope I changed that or may have fixed that. Maybe there isn't as many throughout this post show, but we'll see. There's another one. There's another one. What else am I going to say though? I'm trying to think. I want to cover, make sure you guys know everything. Follow me on my Twitter. If you're following the show and not following me on my personal Twitter, make sure you guys do that at Brian Tronic. Okay. Follow the Instagram. I encourage you to follow the IG. I post all the news and stuff and, all wrestling news and stuff on there too. So make sure you guys follow that. Facebook.com/Within the Ropes podcast. Leave a review if you can. That would be nice and helpful. To leave a review on, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast. Leave a review. Let me know how you like the post shows. Let me know how you like the flagship shows. Episode 2 dropping tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. There is no guest tomorrow, or will there be? You never know. That's why you got to tune in. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Charlotte Flair is still better than Kenny Omega. Check out the AEW Rampage post show as well. And hear my thoughts on old Kenny. Okay. Wrestling fans, have a good one.